from India and good morning from Brazil.
Good morning here in Colombia.
Good morning.
Great. So, a very good morning from the Brazil, good evening from India, and good day for all viewers of Global Edu Leader Forum across the world. Very important topic for today, global initiative in education. So we have a speaker, Dr. Doris and Wilma. Once we talk about globalization during this pandemic 2020 to 2022, we become more globalized and more civilized with lots of experiences which we have shared from each other. Since we all are connecting towards the education, so my sole interest to hear my speakers today. If I talk about one element of the globalization, that is called collaborative learning. Global Edu Leader Forum always keeps talking on the main issue, how education is going to be global, how education is going to be for peace, how education is going to be for happiness, and how we learn from each other. So now this global world, as I keep saying, there are the boundaries of imagination. Otherwise, from Jesus, from Allah, from Vaheguru, from Krishna, Lord Ram, we all are equal. We have some practices from our birth, from our parents, which we have been practicing. During the pandemic, since Corona was affecting the whole world, and who was the happiest one? Birds and nature. Taking this, pollution is a global issue. Either it is water pollution, either it is air pollution, industrialization up to a limit, and more than that, how we become happy and healthy. So we have discussed a lot. Let's take few important initiatives which we have practiced. So I would like to welcome, start by Wilma. She has some school practices, and I would love to hear practical. What kind of initiative we have taken? We have done lots of webinar where people get benefited. So would you like to hear you for next 5-10 minutes, and then I come back to you. Dr. Doris, after Wilma, I will have another very important discussion with you, which we have to take forward towards the United Nations.
Okay, it's
Yeah,
okay.
Wilma, welcome to you. In school education, you are one of great teacher who has been practicing happiness along with the knowledge. So how about your experience, global initiative? Or you have something else in mind which you can share for the students, parents, or the viewers of the educational fraternity across the world? So welcome to you and over to you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. It's a great pleasure being here again. And I've been working with so many projects for the past 3 years. And I've realized that when we show our students that we care about them, they learn better. And working on SDG projects is very important because we are showing our students that we care about our environment, that we care about other people. And in some days ago, I was at the United Nations um, for an event there, and on this event, there were women, global leaders from many different countries, and we were talking about some very important topics on how to empower women and girls using technology. So these days we have been using technology all the time. Our kids are using technology all the time. And then there at the United Nations, we were there with around 7,000 women all around the globe, and we were talking about this topic: how to use the technology to empower our girls, how to use the technology and show them the effective way to use technology, because technology is our friend these days, but if we don't teach our kids how to do that in the right way, they will be using it in the wrong way. And there are many cases of abuse, and there are many cases of bullying. And that's why we have to teach our kids on how to use the technology on the right way. So I can see it even here in Brazil that in many schools, kids and teachers are forbidden to use the technology. They can't use the cell phones. And then at the United Nations, when we were there in some meetings, we were talking about that, how to use the technology, how schools can do that, how to use the technology in a way, in an effective way, where our kids learn how to do that in the right way, how to prevent themselves from bullying, from different kinds of abuse. And then the way that we were discussing is that, first of all, we have to train our teachers. Because if we train our teachers, then they will know how to deal with that, and they will bring new technologies to the students, and the students will learn the right way to do that. And besides working with teachers, we have to work with the family as well. Because we can see these days, we were talking a lot there about empowering girls, how to make our girls empowered ones, how to make women empowered. And we were talking about the importance of making boys empowered as well, and teach our boys why it's important empower women. And then we were discussing that we have to empower men as well, because we collaborate at home. For example, there is the wife, but husband is there, and we have to teach, since they are really small, we have to teach the importance of helping at home. So we are worried about empowering girls and we forget about the boys, so we have to bring them together, to empower them
Together.
together. Yeah, and we have to teach them to collaborate. And when it comes to using technology in the classroom, I can see that sometimes it's really hard for teachers, because kids just want to use the WhatsApp, they want to use TikTok while the teacher is explaining. But if we show our students the real reason why they are in the classroom, if we, first of all, if we stop and listen to them and try teaching them what they really need, if we show them that we care about them, so they will learn anything that we want to teach us. And I can see teachers complaining, oh, it's hard teaching these days. They don't listen to us. They are just shouting and playing around. But I ask you, teacher, how are you doing that? Are you listening to your students? Are you caring about them? Because most of the times we are just worried about completing 20 pages from a book. Every class we have 45 minutes and we have to complete 20 pages. Then we just finish one page, another page, and another page, and we don't give them time to talk. Sometimes they come from home with some problems, and we don't stop and listen to them. We are just worried about teaching them the issue that we are supposed to, because we have to complete the material. But what about listening to them? What about listening if they have any problems at home? Because today, mainly after the pandemic, we have to worry about our kids. We have to worry about their mental health. because they had many problems at home. Many of them lost family members, many of them lost friends, and it seems like we are not worried about the child being a human being. We just treat them sometimes as number. Oh, João, you are number 5. Maria, you are number 10. And sometimes teachers call them numbers, and we have to worry about them as human beings. And when we think about empowering girls, uh, teaching them about technology, first of all, we have to worry and treat them as human beings. Worry about them. And if you worry and care about them, they will learn anything. And I can see that it's very important working with projects beside the books. I sometimes teachers become crazy at me because I say that books are important, but they don't have to be everything that you use in the classroom. And unfortunately, in many schools today, people are more worried about completing the book than teaching the real and important things to their students. So teaching them, when I came back from the United Nations, then there were many conferences happening there. And when I came back, I was working with my students since on April 22nd, it was Water Day. And then there were many projects happening all around the globe. And I was working here in Brazil with my students, the importance of saving water, the importance of taking shorter baths, the importance of closing the tap when you are brushing your teeth, and the importance of recycling to help the environment. So these are small things that we can teach our kids. And if they learn at school, even if they are 5, 6 years old, they come home and they teach this to their family members. They motivate their family members to do the same. So this is pretty important. And I was disappointed some time ago when I was talking with some people from the education program in my town, asking them, why don't you work in schools with teachers, empowering them and teaching them how to recycle, how to save water? Why don't you prepare the teachers to work with the kids? And then they told me, but Vilma, we don't have time because we have the book to follow. Teachers don't have time because they have to complete the book. And I was like, what are you saying? You are more worried about completing the book than teaching them the real things. And unfortunately, this is why our education here in Brazil, and I guess in many countries, it's a disaster because we are giving more importance to the book than the real things. And unfortunately, this is real in my town. But we were talking there in the conferences, and the CEO of the United Nations was saying that it will took 300 years till we achieve gender equality. And I was so sad to listen to that. And we, with the girls around us, were saying that we don't want to wait 300 years to achieve that. And then he was also saying that we shouldn't wait till the United Nations solve all the problems around the world. He was saying that it's pretty important that every community does their part. Every teacher, every town hall should do their part, working with local projects and doing their part. So that's why it's pretty important to prepare our teachers to care about students and teach our students that yes, they matter, they are important. And if they save water in their home every day, if they do that in our community now, I do this with my students here in Brazil, in Caçador. You work with that there in Colombia, there in Mexico, wherever you are. If you do your part in your community now, for sure, we're gonna have a better world. And then I came back from the United Nations with a better hope that together we can make it a better world, each one working in your community, each one doing your part. This way, we're gonna have a better world. We don't have to worry about changing the whole world alone because we won't be able to do that. But if I do my part here, you do your part there in India, wherever you are, we're gonna have for sure a better world. So we don't have to give up and motivate our kids to do their part as well because yes, they are an important part in our world. Thank you once more for giving me
Great, great.
time to
Vilma, entire family of Global Edu Leaders Forum, congratulate you. You are the member of Global Edu Leader Forum from Brazil who has visited United Nations, and we have discussed about water saving project. Very important point which you have told. Teachers are teaching, but they are teaching to complete the syllabus, curriculum, and question answers. And trust me, what we say on this platform and the objective or the motto of Global Edu Leader Forum is connecting head to heart. So whatever is being taught till the date, there are a number of content available, but requirement is a practice. So practice means if this heart says something, it is permanent. If it is in the brain, that is for passing examination. So more it happening in the entire global world, the people are more worried about the course and curriculum. They are not worried about the actual practices on the ground. So we did a plantation, we did a save water project. One day I was going to inspect a school where I had a very simple question. Students, can you tell me who can produce electricity? So they were looking at me. I told, is there anyone in the class who can produce electricity? No, sir. Then my next question, if you have a natural enough light in your room, still you want to put the lights on in the daytime? If you have a natural air from the window, still you keep your fan on. I'm talking about the school exam. The students did wonder. After a year, what we realized, the entire school students were able to save 27% of the consumption of the school. 27%. So it's just a small initiative, just to start with. Things are not big. We don't have 300 years as a CEO was worried. But if we start today, there will be change tomorrow. I remember just 2 years back, a thought came in mind. We will start a global forum where people can come and talk. My proud privilege to welcome and congratulate Brazil, who has been the one of closest and concept-based contribution for the Global Edu Leader Forum. Why? We keep doing, we keep talking, and we keep doing. This video, actually, Beatrice was a little worried we should have a crowd. No, video frame must be with the less people, and this video will go to the YouTube, will go to the entire social media. Let the people watch what we are talking about. We do not need crowd just to follow. We need workers to make things happen. We do not know how many years we have in life. Our life is in God's hand. But trust me, within this 2.5 year and 3 year, in number of I have realized I have a special blessings of God because I have my global edu leaders across the world. The result has come where we are going to talk about educational sustainability on 28 and 29 June in Portugal. Credit goes to Beatrice. Connecting with this point, once she was talking about sustainable goals. So our 17 sustainable goals are matter of practice or it is just matter of discussion. So Dr. Doris, you have been very, very close to this all matter. How you look See, kids are the small one. They are the very pure heart people. You train them, they will do that. But after 16 or 18 years, once they get engaged with the real life experience, their motivation is entirely different. Their contribution is entirely different. So how to get it done, and what is your advice on this point? So welcome to you from India, from Brazil. Once again, I would love to hear what are the practical approaches and how we can take this journey forward. Dr. Doris.
Okay. Thank you very much for this invitation. I am very glad to be here and share some ideas about global initiative in education. First, I want to say that I represent first the UNEWOC, UNESCO. It's a global program from young people, and also one of the lines of action is the gender equality, and women in STEM is very important because it's linked with the speech of Vilma. It's very interesting opportunity to collaboration between small institutions in Latin American countries, and this one of the biggest programs from UNESCO. Because in this program in UNEWOC, we are around 3,000 institutions all over the world in the 5 continents. It's very important network to share the projects we work in a local context. And second, is very important too. We have virtual community for middle classes. Each community now have the participation around 65 institutions for higher educations and in 12 countries. And in the last year, we organized around 200 different international and interinstitutional collaborations. And this is very important because one of the aims of the UNEWOC is to produce the conditions to change the good practices. And one of these proposals is to share between different institutions, different level of educations, like technical, technological, higher education, also with the link with the schools, and especially the last grade and before the graduation, and the orientation about the career that the young people can study at university or in each opportunity to higher education, because in Colombia there is big number of young people that has not opportunity to enter to the university, and they go to the technical and technological schools. It's very important for the Colombian context. From this view from UNEWOC, UNESCO, I want to share 3 ideas. It's very important because the name of our talk today is Global Initiatives, and we want to organize our ideas and our actions and our projects in aim to contribute to the Agenda 2030, for example, for biggest initiative that are global, that concerns to everyone, everywhere. The first idea is about the changes in higher education that produced the pandemic. It's a very important baseline for the discussion, because we have very strong challenges there. For example, the economic recovery. Second, the possibilities for distance learning, but also distance work, and reduce the migration in order to work in local context, but with global purposes. The second idea is around the informality and the relation with the labor market, because when the people make the decision, what can I want to study, what will be my future employer, and it's very, there are two very important questions, because both the pandemic and also the actual economic dynamics in the world are changing the conception of labor market, and there is new opportunities. Some jobs disappear and others appear. Also, we have new skills required for the young people and also for the teachers. Vilma said it. The teachers may change his mind, his skills, the forms that related with his colleagues, peer-to-peer, and also how to relate with the students, because the students now has other habits to learn, other habits to express themselves, other forms to see the world and its place in the world. The first is very important too for us, that we work in direction of higher education institutions, because we have open mind from the new forms to certificate the competencies, like micro credentials, for example, the strategies for long life learning, because some programs from Europe, for example, like Erasmus, Horizon Europe, Maria Skłodowska-Curie Actions, these programs have the budget and have the plan for midterm to organize and to help the institution to organize its learning and teaching activities. And it's very important to link our activities to this kind of project and to this kind of initiative, because it's promote the collaboration in large scale, not only with the local view of the actions we do, but with contribution to great project into big impacts in global education. And finally, Vilma just mentioned it, is the theme of both digital transition, but also the green transition. It's very important theme, because a very important topic, both for the learning activities, but also for research and innovation project and products, because the the labor market and also the employers are oriented to accomplish the big agreements like Paris Agreement, for example. And it's very important that these elements that not are pointed in the micro curriculum, we can complementary actions by interinstitutional collaboration and collaboration between teachers, because sometimes the teachers are very individuals and only think about its classroom or virtual room or the virtual class or el COEL or al chair, for example, chair for international education, but they don't think about initiatives that are global and that possibility that open the possibility to the work in each place in the over the world. It's very important because the knowledge and my capabilities and my way to connect to the people is important to make a global network, not only Latin American, not only Asian, not only European, but global.
Great. I think if we take from you new projects, global initiatives across the world, not across a limited country. My conclusion on this point is, if we start, this may take time, but we need not to have just discussion. So wherever you are, I request my all viewers, out of 17 sustainable development goals, if we take 1, 2, 3, 5, which you can, where you can, either it is a matter of gender inequality, either it is a matter of education, nature, health, hygiene, anything. So you can be a contributor. And who knows, one of your small initiative can bring a big change. Recently, I met one gentle lady who has converted. She and her father got Padma Shri in India. Padma Shri is the one of the greatest honor by Government of India for turning rocks, grassless rocks, into a beautiful garden where they have entirely ecosystem. They have their water harvest, and there is no electricity required for it. It's a more than 100-acre land where people are visiting to see, but this has taken 30 years of life. So as Vilma, you told 300 years are required, but unfortunately we do not have 300 years. But our thoughts, our idea remain same for maybe 3,000 years. And that's how this is the blessings of God. We all are here together. Veronica, if you would like to add any point, you are on the screen. Would love to hear you on the topic global initiative in education.
Good morning from Mexico. I live in a little town whose name is Palenque. And here we have, like a vast green soil. But though I work in a university whose career is sustainable tourism. So we work with tourism from all over the world, and we try to make things sustainable, to have, as our friend Doris said, to make a green print instead of like polluting the world. We try to make it a better place, as Vilma said. We have been working with this project, this final project for our students now here in Palenque. And the topic, strangely, that is why I think I'm invited here, because as you said, God, like moves things in mysterious ways. Our project's name for final this semester is Making a Better Place. And we are going to there is a song from Michael Jackson that actually says that, and we're going to do like actions to put over the song. So we are reforesting, we are, like visiting and trying to make our tourists here, because we have a lot of tourists, to make conscious on them, to not to pollute because we have waterfalls, we have rivers, we have pyramids like the one that I have in my back. I don't have like a big initiative, but as you said, we're trying to make a little change here in our small town. So that would be all for me. We're trying to do it as well.
Great. So this is what Global Edu Leader Forum is trying. We are here to inspire people wherever you are, any corner of this world. If you are on this earth, if you are in the universe, start doing something. Either it is for water, either it is for forest, either it is for any development process. Tourism brings happiness. We know why we go from one place to another place. I am much excited to visit Portugal. So why this process brings happiness, and once happiness is there, you can have a better harmony around the globe. Keep saying India, Brazil, America, Australia, these all are a global village. These all are the beautiful gift of God. We are just divided into an imaginary line. It is just imagination. It is just name. Same thing. For religion, we are practicing, which is being given. Our blood color is same. Our blood group is different. So this is all unique, and which reflects change in your heart. If you are not changing from your heart, you must be reading, spend your life sitting in the library. Array, thousand things has been, millions of thoughts has come. But the people, those who are being remembered, they are being remembered for their action. They have been remembered, they have been recognized for the changes which they brought. We may have a small initiative, but later on it may have a big effect. I still remember the small kids, those who are doing plantation. I have seen the students, junior gel students, giving presentation for the saving water. So this all is not going to happen just because it is in the book. It is going to happen where people like us need to inspire, people like Vilma as a happy growing teachers, changing classroom situation, not just keeping constraint towards the book, going out of the boundary of the book. Beatrice always been taking initiative of the global coordinator across the world. I do not say just in Brazil, India. She is the one of the sole center point who is connecting all of us time to time. Madam Maria is always on the screen as my sole inspiration. Her presence gives a lot of positive energy. And Dr. Doris, you are closely working with UNESCO projects. I wish one day Global Edu Leader Forum will work under United Nations. Our one of representative Wilma has already reached. You are already there. So my best wishes to Beatrice, take this Global Edu Leader Forum work under United Nations very soon, since we have selected few projects which we want to practice, and education and sustainability topic which we are going to put forward, where research papers are being invited, especially for the higher education. I request Beatrice to send this all invitation and publicize this to all global edu leaders member wherever they are. They can inspire youth. At least put something, whatever comes into your brain. Research is nothing. Research is an independent thought, which you may have, and later on it become a practice. Later on it is being tested. So your small contribution can bring a better big change in this world. My closing remark from Wilma, what is your message in a short 2-3 line as a teacher, how we motivate a student? Because motivation is the one of the biggest factor of bringing change in the children. You have to be example for it. So your closing remark, over to you.
Thank you. Well, I would say what you have just said, that you motivate being motivated first of all. If you show these students that you are willing to do that, you have to be the first. If you show them that you are willing to do that, they will do that. That if you love doing that, they will love doing that. You have to be their inspiration. There's no other way. Some people ask me, oh, how do you manage making your students take part in so many projects? But I am the most motivated one. Then they get motivated as well. It's simple like that. Just that. Just love what you do and they will follow you. That's simple.
Wonderful, wonderful. So motivation award goes to Beatrice, because Beatrice keep motivating everyone, sending message, ready, okay, can we do this? Can we do this? So Dr. Doris, what is your closing remark? What message you want to give to youth? Single line, 2-line message as a closing remark.
Okay. First, I want to give the thanks for invite me to this important space for discussion, for renewed ideas of our and the others. And second, to invite to collaborate in great initiatives that exchange experiences, exchange knowledge, because the unity is strength. And when we work together, we have a big opportunities to have the success.
Wonderful, wonderful, great. So alone we can do little, together we can do so much. This is the tagline which we keep using and keep saying. Today is ours, tomorrow will be someone else. The fruits we are eating, these plants were planted by someone else. The fresh air which we are taking, these are the produced by the plants, which was again planted by our past generation. Most important thing, what we leave for coming generation. Are we still going to be only techno word for the bombs, fighter jets, or we are going to produce a good human being which may have a smile on the faces, which may bring happiness across the world? Trust me, I wish one day this whole world say no to weapons, say no to bombs, say no to this all fighting fighter jets. This is not important for this world. And trust me, anyhow, either it is India, Brazil, any country of the world, any war has not brought the happiness. any war. Let's not name any country. Defense is defense, but that does not mean you take the life. Because I think animals are better than us. Plants are better than us. They never fight. So what message we are receiving from the world? My heartfelt gratitude to all the speakers, those who have been excellent putting thoughts into practice. Dr. Doris, special thanks to you. Wilma, outstanding teacher, always happy screen on the webinar. Veronica, would love to have a tourism workshop. Very soon we'll plan. Beatrice will take lead. And special thanks to Beatrice and Madam Maria. Beatrice, this program was not possible without your initiative. So good going. And if I talk about the best motivated person by GEL, that award will go to Beatrice. Because she keeps motivating, even in India, in number of time. She is the one. SK, this topic, can we keep this coming? So Beatrice, proud of you. Keep it up. Because as I told you, there is someone who is motivating, and that is ultimate God. That is not visible here. Our thoughts, our idea, our smiles remain forever. Let's inspire, let's make people happy, and let's walk together with the happiness and harmony in the world. That's all for today. Catch you with some new topic, NIM coming. Good luck.